It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Nazareth Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
After one of the most action-packed weeks of racing in the NOFSRL, we begin the final 4 races before the 2021 Mission Barbecue Cup Series Chase Field is set in this crucial month of August. We start those final 4 races with a race at one of the most historic road courses in the United States, Watkins Glen. Good afternoon, lads. Stop number 24 of the 2021 season brings us to the Finger Lakes region of New York as we are minutes away from dropping the green flag for the 2021 edition of the New York Sports 355 at the Glen. My name is Trey Ray as we welcome you to the Mecca of American road racing with live MBCS coverage on NASCAR Nerd 34. 11 turns make up Watkins Glen International, and 18 laps are on the docket for today's race. Before we get started, first a recap of the Duncan Week of Speed, in which we saw 5 first-time winners this season, 4 of them first-time winners in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. We saw more than our fair share of chaos racing up in Massachusetts. The fun time is over as we are in the home stretch of the regular season. We'll dive right into the points after Coca-Cola. You'll see them on the right-hand side of your screen. Tyler Reynolds remains out in front, increasing his points lead to 104 over his rival Braden Perez. Both drivers start pretty deep in the field. Reynolds starts 24th and Perez starts 29th. And we've seen the chaos that can erupt in the start on the middle of the pack, so both of them need to be extra vigilant on this start. Trey Smith is in 3rd, Aiden McCrow is in 4th in the points, and Tristan Allen is 5th, 169 points behind the number 19 car. Mitchell falls to 6th. Brendan Yodel finally breaks the glass ceiling of the top 10 with a runner-up finish to Cameron Garlington at Coca-Cola last week and is in 7th in points. Fitzwee is in 8th, John Andrews is in 9th, and Ryan Durrani makes up the top 10, 300 points behind Tyler Reynolds. Speaking of Ryan Durrani, he has been an absolute freefall in points the past few weeks and is only 35 points above the cut line at the moment. Nelson Reeves is the driver 35 points behind Ryan Durrani, with Madison Toll, Josh Williamson, Logan Alexander, and Keegan Thompson being the drivers with the biggest chance to point their way into the chase within the next 4 races. Thompson does start 3rd on the grid this afternoon, and he's got road racing in his blood. Watch out for that Viagra number 14 machine to do well here today at Watkins Glen. And Ryan Durrani, he actually starts 4th on the grid, so watch out for Durrani to do well as well. And your 2 wildcard drivers are still Madison Toll and Logan Alexander. But if Thompson or someone like Josh Williamson wins today, Williamson starts 7th if I'm not mistaken. No, that is Brendan Yoda, who's on the car that won last time here with Daniel Voiles in last year's race. Josh Williamson starts 10th on the grid. But if someone like Williamson or Thompson, like we mentioned, they win today at Watkins Glen, that wildcard chase gets a whole lot spicier. But anything can happen in the next 4 weeks. And anything can happen here today. All we can do is run the races to find out, and we're about to run one right now. It's that time of the broadcast again, folks. For the 3rd time this season on a road course, let's head down trackside to get the starting command for this 18-lap road race at Watkins Glen International.
Drivers, start your engine!
Cole Sampson starts on the pole position for the New York Sports 355. Starting to the outside is the number 62 of Brennan Wilmington. Rest of the starting lineup on the left-hand side of your screen. As we mentioned in the pre-race show, Keegan Thompson starts alongside the number 38 of Ryan Durrani. Row number 3, we see your last road course winner in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, Charlie Davenport, starts alongside your Richmond winner, Tristan Allen. Row number 4, we see the Hillside 2 winner, Brendan Yodel, in the car that went to victory lane here last time at Watkins Glen. Started alongside the number 78 of Mitchell Collins. And in row number 5, we have the 98 of Josh Williams starting alongside his teammate, Nathan Stapleton, in the number 97 machine. Let's make sure the whole grid rolls off the starting grid. Head down to your KFC race report at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. It is going to be an 18-lap race around this 3.4-mile road course here in Watkins Glen, New York. Yellow flags are obviously off due to its road course nature. Like we mentioned, 11 turns, and there are quite a bit of the interesting ones. The 90 right into the downhill on one of the longest straightaways in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, into that 90-degree corner. The S's always prove to be very difficult. The carousel, we do not have the bus stop here in the boot version. And of course, like we just said, the boots as they head down into it. This is going to be where all the action is going to be taking place here, ladies and gentlemen. Pit window is between 10 and 12 laps. Like we saw at Bridgehampton, the overcut is going to be where it is at. So watch out for these drivers to be staying out as long as possible to potentially take home the victory here at Watkins Glen. And like we said, your last winner here at the Watkins Glen International was Daniel Voiles, who was driving that number 26 car. And he is the lone driver to go to body armor victory lane here at the Watkins Glen International. Obviously, he does not race in this series anymore, but Brendan Yodel would like to get 2 wins in 2 weeks and to advance his position in the points even further. As they exit the boot, going through NASCAR 6 and NASCAR 7, which will be turns 10 and 11. That 11th turn is also going to be quite interesting, is the Taco Bell Bong corner, which will definitely be calamity corner all race long. Pace car makes a hard right-hand turn down the pit lane. Cole Sampson and Brendan Wilmington underneath the bridge they go. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing here at the Glen. Already off the track is Brendan Wilmington as they're going 3 wide for the race lead through the S's. Durrani will come out with it as they're going to go 3 wide down the back straightaway for second now. And these guys wasting no time, getting close together. 3 wide, bouncing off one another, entering the carousel. Wilmington, as Tristan Allen moves up, gets a little bit loose. So they exit the carousel, go into the boot for the first time this afternoon. Durrani leads them through. Wilmington is second. Sampson in a battle with Collins for third. And I believe everybody should make it through the entrance of the boot for the first time. And they do, with Miles bringing up the rear. Durrani through the sole, entering the heel around the Guinness beer can. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Guinness. Matt Tuck will probably yell at me for the mispronunciation of it, but it does not matter. Durrani up the hill, back onto the NASCAR portion of the track. Now Wilmington in a battle for second as everybody will get through the first lap nice and easy, hopefully. We still got to get through this turn 11. We'll make sure everybody gets through. A couple of cars hit it. Wilmington and Collins hit it. Same with Jordan Lopez. But everybody gets through nice and easy as we complete lap number 1 of 18. Single file throughout the field. Nobody has gone around, just like last year, but still a lot can happen in the middle of this pack. You see Braden Perez second in the points, already slicing and dicing his way through the field. Same with the 19 of Tyler Reynolds. As the cars begin to fan out, Durrani goes in through the carousel for the second time And oh, Sampson and Wilmington making contact, and Sampson runs Wilmington off the road. It's going to open the door for Davenport to take second away from Sampson. Wilmington runs up high. And now we're beginning to see the beating and banging in the front of this pack. Allen makes a move to the inside of Wilmington, and Wilmington will be remembering that after this one. Cole Sampson running him off the racetrack, but this is all happening right behind the 38 of Ryan Durrani. Durrani running his line at the moment. Nobody is around him. And everybody will get through the boot with ease at the moment. Wilmington will fall back to the 5th position. Yes, that is the 5th position. Now the battle for 6th between Collins and Wilmington, Williamson, I should say, is beginning to heat up as Keegan Thompson hits the quote-unquote New York Blarney Stone as that got a little bit closer between Daisy Johnson and Tyler Reynolds. Back to the front now. Wilmington has a lot of damage to the driver's side door of that mellow yellow Camry. And he is not happy with the 5 of Cole Sampson. Take a listen on the radio to 62 of Brennan Wilmington. We apologize for that language at the 62 of Wilmington, but now here's the battle for the race lead. Charlie Davenport is going to get to the inside of Ryan Durrani. Now does Sampson potentially make it 3 wide? And Davenport clears Ryan Durrani, exiting the carousel. Now Durrani's going to try and get him back with the crossover. Entering the boot, he gets on his quarter panel. Shoves him up the racetrack just a bit. Cole Sampson looking to swoop in and take second from Durrani, and he might just try and take first as Davenport really wide through the toe. These guys are not unwilling to put aggressive moves on one another. Now Sampson moves to the inside of Davenport for the top position, and he will get around him. Durrani will cross over through turn 9, and Sampson is out front here. And Davenport had the race lead for about one section of the track, and he runs wide through NASCAR 6. He loses third. And oh, Cole Sampson is down the pit lane. Same with Brennan Wilmington and the 78 of Mitchell Collins. Down to repair some damage. The damage that they received was too much to continue, apparently. And that is going to shake up the field a bit. Quite a bit. Nathan Smith also down. Not sure what the deal was there, but it looked like they were running pretty well. Sampson will go out. Extended repairs for the 62 and the 78. But back up to the front. It is all Ryan Durrani as Tristan Allen is taken second away from Charlie Davenport. Madison Tull has found her way up inside the top 5 with her teammate Josh Williamson bookending the top 5. Or not he is ending the top 5, caboosing the top 5, I should say. Nathan Stapleton is up in here inside the top 10, I believe. Actually, no, he is in 11th at the moment. As everybody has gotten off the pit lane, and nobody, I'm surprised they didn't take the opportunity to take tires. As everybody gets through the toe nice and easy. Now, Cole Sampson and Brennan Wilmington will be a little bit further away from one another to potentially take each other out. But Allen tiptoeing on the rear bumper of that 38 machine. What to do, what to do. Coming around to complete 4 of the scheduled 18 here at Watkins Glen. Battle for 5th heats up just a bit as Williamson tries to get around his NS Racing teammate. Madison Toll goes wide as Keegan Thompson and Dano Georgia getting into one another. And that could have gotten a lot worse than it ended up in being. So going 3 wide through the corner. Ethan Lewis is going to get forced off just a bit by Logan Alexander. Alexander, along with Madison Tall, one of the two wildcard drivers at the moment. But the position Tall is running at the moment. No, Durrani wasn't out front. I don't see Nelson Reeves anywhere. There's Nelson Reeves in the 7, currently in the 28th position. Reeves would fall back, given Tall is running at the moment in the 4th position. Yeah, the 4th position. Actually, scratch that. She is running 5th as Williamson has gotten around her for that position. Tall, I don't believe she would be able to she would be in the top 10. But like we were saying, Logan Williams is the biggest cheerleader for the 17 machine. But Williams, currently, I don't even see Williams on the racetrack. Oh, there he is. He's actually more up front than I thought he was. So Logan Williams currently 16th at the moment. So a decent run. Saw a couple of cars with damage back in there. I saw there's Dustin Davis and Noah Clifton, two drivers that have had pretty subpar seasons getting together. Noah Clifton is last in the points with 4 DNFs, by far the most of any driver. It's not been doing too hot. It's a couple of cars hit that Taco Bell turn 11. Back up to the front, Tristan Allen has gotten around 38 of Ryan Durrani, even on the road courses. It is not an NOFSRL sanctioned race without us missing a pass for the lead. Tristan Allen looking for a second win on the season and looking to get up there in the points. It's currently, because nobody is locked in at the moment. Tyler Reynolds, Braden Perez, and Trey Smith are the only drivers that have a full race lead, race's worth of points over Nelson Reeves. So, actually, no, that is a lie. Actually, yes, no, that is the case. They're the only ones that have a full race lead worth of points over Nelson Reeves, if I'm mathematically correct. So, they're not locked in, but they mathematically have the best shot of doing so. But Trey Smith, given Smith is currently running in the back, he's not going to have a good points day at the moment. But we still have the pit stops in about 4 or so laps. As for the race lead, Durrani launches that lead back, crosses underneath the 5-hour Energy 56 Camry. As Allen drives it in deep, we know he's fairly good on the road courses. He's going to have the preferred line going into 11. Durrani hits the Taco Bell turn 11. That's going to open the door for Charlie Davenport. And Davenport, he has not been doing too well, but he could put himself in the talk for the wildcard positions if Logan Williams tanks even further and if Madison Tall gets up in there. Charlie Davenport currently takes 2nd position away. Josh Williamson is in 4th, rounding out your top 5 of Madison Tall is Zachary Davis, who ever since that Phoenix win, he has really fallen off the face of the earth. We'll check to see where he is in points, and something is amiss on the 98 of Josh Williamson. A mechanical issue on the NS Racing machine. And is going to get out of the racing groove so everybody can get by. Not sure what the deal is there, but he is going to fall back to the end. And that is a tough break for the 98 of Josh Williamson, who's having such a good run, was running 4th at the moment. But some sort of mechanical failures. Tyler Reynolds. Something has happened with Tyler Reynolds, and it involves his Buck Racing teammate, I believe. So all 3 Buck Racing drivers with issues this afternoon. And that is bad news for Tyler Reynolds fans. Actually, where's Aiden McCrow running at the moment? As we have 3 wide. Fitzy is in a Stealth Motorsports sandwich at the moment. But they're going to get through nice and easy at the moment. Something happened on the front straight. We saw Juan Rodriguez. He is big black pluming smoke out of the back end of that Utz Ford Taurus. As Josh Williamson has spun. There's a couple of cars down the pit lane. Actually, no, that's just Dustin Davis who's gone down the pit lane. Josh Williamson, he just spins it out and he teleports back to the pit lane. So that was quite a crazy lap there, and nobody has been knocked out yet. Of course, Juan Rodriguez has got black smoke pouring out of the back end of that Ford Taurus. But right now, next time by, or the time after this time by, so yeah, next time by will be the halfway point through the New York Sports 355 at the Glen. And of course, we will review all instances that took out drivers at the end of this one. Something obviously happened. I'm not sure what happened with Mitchell Collins. He is back down the pit lane. Rodriguez is just trudging there. Back to the front we shall go. We might see these guys come down the pit lane this time by. Tristan Allen currently leads the field if you are just tuning in. Almost at the halfway point through the New York Sports 355. With Tristan Allen leading, Charlie Davenport is in second, and Ryan Durrani currently files out your 3 podium positions. Tristan Allen runs a little bit wide through 11. Davenport runs a lot cleaner. Next time by will be the halfway point, and Ryan Durrani comes down the pit lane. This is going to begin the cycle. And like we mentioned, this track, it's about the length of Bridgehampton, so I think you can really make the overcut work. So you see Derek Hamill coming down the pit lane. Same with 28 of Garlington. Cole Sampson down. Let's see, I believe it's going to be 4-tire pit stop for Durrani, and it is 4 fresh Hoosier tires going on the car. Of course, filling that thing full of Octane Racing fuel. Josh Williamson rejoins the race, and I think Durrani and 26 may have had some damage to repair, which is why they came down the pit lane when they did. Durrani will come out, and this is really going to hurt them. Brendan Yelda will exit back out onto the racetrack. I really think, especially with those slow pit stops, the overcut is going to be the way to go, but who really knows? Now is the 2-car battle for the race lead at the moment, going into the cycle of pit stops. Can Davenport potentially get around this 56 before they make their service stop? I don't believe he is. I believe they're going to come down either this time or next time by, potentially split this race in half. Collins is still in the pit lane. Not sure what the deal is there. Obviously, they've got the hood up on the 78 car. We'll see what they do this time by. Tristan Allen and Charlie Davenport head down the pit lane. What does everybody else do? Madison Tall, Dano Georgi, and everybody is going to come down the pit lane. No, Nathan Stapleton stays out, but I believe he wanted to come in. So Stapleton will stay out an extra lap. But now this is going to be the battle for the race lead, I believe. Davenport and Allen will take their tires and fuel. And has anybody played strategy? I'll just have to see what everybody does. Allen drops Jack first. He's going to be out first. Davenport is going to have a bit of a slow stop. Made a couple of adjustments. He is going to come out third. Lose a position on the pit lane. Williamson and Smith come around, and I don't see the guys that came out initially. There's Durrani. Oh, yeah. Durrani might gain a couple of positions, but the overcut was definitely the way to go. And Allen with the faster stop than Charlie Davenport or Ryan Durrani, or Madison Tall. Davenport falls back to, I believe that is 5th. Actually, no, that is 4th, excuse me. And now what can Madison Tall do? Looking for a 3rd win of the season. If she gets 3 wins, definitely catapults her inside the top 10. Brennan Wilmington, slow stop out of the 62 machine. check to see where Stapleton is on the racetrack. Definitely, he's going to have to come down this time by, and I thought I saw someone smoking. But it's just my imagination. Tyler Reynolds holding up a couple of drivers. One of them being his rival's teammate of Caleb Rose, excuse me. I know it started with a C. Trying to locate where Durrani is. There is Durrani. We'll see where he ends up. He's going to get around the 20 of Logan Alexander, going through the heel. Now we're going to get around Colton Yo. Almost some contact made between a couple of soft drink sponsors. Durrani. Judging one where everybody is, I believe Durrani should be in about the 10th or 11th position. So, not good, but not terrible. Not as bad as we've seen sometimes. Nathan Smith back down the pit lane. Obviously some sort of mechanical issue, along with the 81 of Jordan Lopez. Something amiss on them, and Nathan Stapleton completes his service. He's going to lose a couple of positions. That time by Ryan Durrani, 13th on the racetrack after coming in 3rd. Now the overcut was definitely the correct direction to go. Nathan Stapleton will come out 14th. I believe that was about where he was running at the time he came there and missed the pit lane, rather. But right now, Tristan Allen en route for his 2nd win of the season, but plenty can still happen. I don't believe he's going to have much lap down traffic to deal with. 78 of Mitchell Collins still on the pit lane. Now he's just changing tires. We'll see. Currently 2 laps down. The only car knocked out of the race is the 48 of Juan Rodriguez. We'll take a look at that accident later on. Just Buck Racing not having a good day at the moment. Now Collins will come out of the pit lane. Trying to locate where Tyler Reynolds is. There is Reynolds in the 19. Currently in the 27th position. Braden Perez is currently in 33rd, so Reynolds will gain just a bit over Perez. And like we were mentioning, where is Aiden McCrow on the racetrack? I don't see Aiden McCrow at... There's Aiden McCrow, currently in the 24th position. So the man to gain a lot from this, we could potentially see Tristan Allen gain the points lead after this one. I believe, who has the fastest lap? Charlie Davenport has the fastest lap as Zachary Davis cuts underneath the 98 of Josh Williamson. That is not for position. Unfortunately, it is not for Josh Williamson. Currently 1 lap down. John Andrews having a good run in the 46 machine. Gets around Charlie Davenport for 5th. Riley Sampson also having a nice day. Keegan Thompson with a top 10 run. Lennon Smith Jr. with a top 10 run. That has been extremely rare this season. Dano Georgia, your Daytona 500 champion, currently in 9th. And Will Parrish in the top 10. We really haven't seen much of him this season. Nelson Reeves is currently 11th. Stapleton in a battle for 12th with Logan Alexander. Now watch out for Stapleton. I believe he definitely has at least a lot fresher tires than the rest of the field. Gets around Logan Alexander. We'll see what this 97 car can do. Alexander crosses over. He's been with Logan Alexander the past 2 or so laps, so I don't know if he's going to be much of a factor for the race lead, but one person is going to be Madison Tall in the 98 as Ryan Durrani slow. Something amiss on the father of all Taurus. I believe Ryan Durrani, given where Nelson Reeves is running, Durrani is going to fall outside the top 10. Like we were mentioning, he has been in an absolute free fall in points as Colton Yo has got a ton of rear end damage to the Rich Energy machine. Someone had to run into him. May have been the 15 as he is prevented from coming out on the racetrack. It might have been Ryan Durrani, but I don't see a whole lot of hood damage. But it's a tough break for Ryan Durrani. May have had a gear problem. That is what is ultimately going to take him out of the running for a good finish, that is. But right now, this is going to be the battle for the win. Madison Tall slowly creeping up to the back bumper of Tristan Allen, and don't count out Zachary Davis. I think it's going to come down to these three guys when it comes to the race for the lead. Oh yeah, Tall is much faster than Tristan Allen at this point. I don't know what adjustments they put into that 99 machine, but she is flying around this Watkins Glen International. Zachary Davis might be just looking to take advantage of these guys, making a mistake. Yeah, 38 of Ryan Durrani. Given the hood damage, I think he definitely ran into the back of the 0 of Colton Yo. Yo is falling back in the 0. Not the run he would like to have, it back to the race lead. Tall is all over the back bumper of this 56 Camry. It's just a matter of time. This is typically what she does. She plays with her food just a bit, and then she strikes. Goes a little bit wide through Taco Bell turn 11. Zachary Davis will close in just a bit. Now, if John Andrews can get around Josh Williamson, we might see a 4-car battle for the race lead. He has closed in half a second on these guys. Well, 5 laps remaining. Just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Allen pulls away a bit from Madison Tall. She lost all of her momentum going wide through 11. And yeah, we're gonna hypothetically say John Andrews is too far back to make something work. So it's gonna be a 3-car battle for the race lead between Allen, Tall, and Davis. Dustin Davis, I should say. Right now, we'll see if anybody has been knocked out. Ryan Durrani is retired from the race, so he is mathematically going to be outside the top 10 going into Indianapolis next week. And that is such a shame for this 38 team. But Dana Georgia on the bright side is doing well for American Motorsports. And before you say I'm gonna redo this race because I'm biased against my driver, no, I treat honestly when it comes to owners' points, I honestly shave mine just a bit. I mean, like, it's mathematically an average, so it doesn't really matter. So honestly, when it comes to American Motorsports and Al Agassi's team performing, I really don't care. But right now, Tristan Allen trying to outperform the 99 of Madison Tall. Tall is going to close in. Same with Zachary Davis. We'll see what the interval is with John Andrews. He visibly seems to be catching. Now the gap is about 4 seconds with 4 laps remaining. Sampson gets around the 98. And you see the 66 of Davenport. He's got a lot of driver side damage, but still a nice top 10 run. And Riley Sampson hopped the curbs. Is there something amiss with the 24? It kind of sounded weird. But nonetheless, Davenport will get up to the top 5. So, nice top 5 run for the 66 team. And now Tall is rolled over the back bumper of this 56. What to do, what to do, what to do. Zachary Davis is looking for these guys to tangle to take advantage. Same with John Andrews. I think, given where Andrews is running, I think you would just love to take a nice top 5 run. But now here's the first move for the win. Madison Tall to the inside of Tristan Allen. She's going to be able to clear him. Allen will have the advantage going through 9. Tall will slowly roll the outside. Does Davis strike at all? No, he's going to remain in second. Tall is going to have the inside going through Taco Bell turn 11. Same with Zachary Davis. Side by side going through 11. Allen is going to get forced off the racetrack just a bit by Madison Tall at the line. New race leader, Madison Tall, looking for her 3rd win of the season. Gets out front here. Now Zachary Davis looks to the inside of Tristan Allen for 2nd with 3 to go. Is he going to be able to get to the inside of Allen? Allen's going to fight him off. But Madison Tall has had such a strong car that she is already pulling away from this 56-1 cars. And that might have been the battle for the race win right then and there. We'll take a look and see where Zachary Fitzwater is. There's Fitzy. Currently 16th at the moment. Not good, but not terrible. Brendan Yola 17th. Logan Williams 18th. Aiden McCrow 20th at the moment. So yeah, Durrani is definitely going to be outside the top 10 in points going into Indianapolis next week. But Madison Tall, all she needs to do is run 2 more perfect laps. 2.5 more perfect laps, I should say. As they go through the Soul for the third and final time. Does Tristan Allen have anything left to make a counterattack at Madison Tall? I just don't know if he does. I think Zachary Davis is just about as equal as Tristan Allen. So I might see your top 3 finishers right here and right now. John Andrews looking to take 4th. I think the closest battle is going to be between the 6s. Actually, no, I think the closest battle is going to be between Thompson and his team car of Riley Sampson. Popsicle 6 in the air, 2 to go. Someone into the New York Blarney Stone, and that was the 46 of John Andrews. Might allow Davenport to take 4th away. But oh, now they're back in the line with 2 to go through the S's. Madison Tall slowly pulling away. But it looks like a Davis and Allen might be tandem drafting down the back straightaway. 3 peas in a pod going through the carousel. Towards the carousel, now through the carousel. Now Davis moves to the inside of Tristan Allen for 2nd. Is he going to get him? Allen is just going to let him go. Now does Davis have anything in it for Madison Tall? Allen with the crossover. And the more these guys battle, the more that 99 is going to scoot away. Battle for 5th not really heating up. Davis still to the inside of Allen. And now he's got Tristan cleared. Now what can he do to the 99 of Madison Tall with a lap and a half remaining at the Glen? Oh, he's right on Madison's tail. I think Zachary has been saving up all of his stuff, waiting for his time to strike. Allen will fall back to 3rd. Now does Madison Tall play defense here on the final lap, or is she just going to give it her all? She's opened up a bit of a gap over Zachary Davis. What does Davis do? Through 11 for the final time. Tall goes a little bit wide. It's going to open the door for Zachary Davis. They're wheel to wheel going down the front straightaway. White flag in the air. One more time around Watkins Glen. And Zachary Davis has gotten around Madison Tall for the race lead. Now does Madison Tall pull a counterattack? Through the S's for the final time. They get through the 90 single file. Now does Tristan Allen play the role of the man to swoop in and wait for these guys to tangle? Onto the back straightaway. Madison Tall has been so strong going into the carousel. She's going to draft off of Zachary Davis. She's right on his back bumper. Tall is right on the back end of this Cinnamon Chevrolet. Full Frontal Motorsports has not had a win since Kansas. One of the first races after the COVID break. But right now, into the boot, through the toe for the final time. Does Tall have anything left for Zachary Davis? Davis is pulling away. It might be too little too late going in through the heel. Oh, Tall pulls in a little bit. It's going to be one of those fantastic Watkins Glen finishes, I tell you. Through 9, about to enter turns 10 and 11. Zachary Davis has to make 2 more perfect corners, and he's got his 2nd win of the season. Through 10, how does he fare through Taco Bell turn 11? He goes a little bit wide, but Tall goes wider off the final corner. Zachary Davis wins the New York Sports 355 at the Glen. It wasn't officially a last lap pass, but it pretty much was. Zachary Davis saved his stuff, waited to get around Tristan Allen, and made the move, entering the final lap on Madison Tall. Zachary Davis is going to body armor victory lane for the second time this season, and for the third time in his Mission Barbecue Cup Series career. Tall will finish second. Not the run she would like to have had, but I think she'll be somewhat satisfied with it, although she lost it in the final turn. Tristan Allen will finish third. I believe he led the most laps. Fourth is John Andrews. Fifth is Charlie Davenport, who has the fastest laps, so that's an additional 5 bonus points for the 66 team. Keegan Thompson will finish sixth. Dano George is seventh. 24 of Riley Sampson. Actually, no, not sure. I think I screwed up something. Keegan Thompson 6th. Riley Sampson 7th. Dano Georgi is actually 8th. The 88 of Landon Smith Jr. is 9th. And Will Parrish with a nice solid top 10 run. But Zachary Davis gets it done here at the Watkins Glen International. Take a look at your official standings for the New York Sports 355 at the Glen. Zachary Davis gets it done by leading just 2 laps. And he beats out Madison Tall for the victory here at the Watkins Glen International. Like we mentioned, your top 10. Take a look and see who was knocked out. Just only 2 cars knocked out of this race. 36 cars remain on the lead lap. 38 finished the race. But Zachary Davis will head down to his pit stall. We'll wait for him to teleport to the garage area, or to the victory lane, I should say. But Zachary Davis is your official winner here at the Watkins Glen International. And let's take a look and see what happened to Juan Rodriguez and Ryan Durrani. Those 2 incidences to not bring out the cautions, but to put those cars in the garage area here at Watkins Glen. So an interesting spot on the racetrack for an accident to occur. Some contact being made with Garlington and Rodriguez, and hard into that Armco wall goes the Utz Taurus of Juan Rodriguez, and he will be your first casualty of the race. Unfortunately, fortunately, there was no connection at all with the 19 of Tyler Reynolds. Reynolds just came down to repair some damage he experienced with an earlier accident. So that was the deal with that. But then Ryan Durrani, let's take a look at what's happened with the number 38, who is right on the tail end of the cut line coming into Watkins Glen. So unfortunately, this was Ryan Durrani experiencing Will Parrish syndrome. Colton Yo gets turned around and rear-ended by the 38 of Durrani. And that kills something in the engine. And that is unfortunately going to end the driver of the number 38, Father Val Ford's day here at Watkins Glen. But what a run for Zachary Davis. He is your official winner here at Watkins Glen. Car number 1 finished in position number 1 here in the New York Sports 355 at the Glen. But the intensity is going to be ratcheted up another level next week. This week we were at the road racing mecca of American autosport. But now next week we are going to the one, the only, the mecca for American auto racing, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard. Next week is for the Menards 500. And oh boy, that is going to be quite a race. Wish we saw Nathan Stapleton go to body armor victory lane. That is the big Staples home track. So we're hoping to see, he's going to have a lot of fans out there. Same with Madison Tall, so the Stapleton clan will have quite a few supporters in the stands next week in the Menards 500. And then after that, we have the Cheez-It 400 from Michigan, presented by Ford. And then after that, we go down to the Boro for the ASE Die Hard 400. 3 races to go in the regular season. We are getting right into the home stretch here in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. And then after that, we we'll have the chase. But that is going to do it here from Watkins Glen. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the New York Sports 355. Congratulations once again to Zachary Davis on being your official winner of said New York Sports 355. And that is all I have got. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your points after the first 24 races. And from Watkins Glen International, this has been NASCAR Nerd 34, signing off.